Hello and welcome to another one of our videos. So this week's a little bit different. It's not a Q&A, but as you know, from the 1st of April 2025, new requirements come into effect around brake testing in the DVSA's guide to maintaining roadworthiness. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at what's changing and what operators need to do to stay compliant. So the first thing is what's the new expectation for safety inspections? So every safety inspection must now include a brake performance assessment, and this can be done using a roller brake tester, an electronic brake performance monitoring system, or a decelerometer along with temperature readings. Another question, what if I don't use an EBPMS? So then there's an expectation of at least 4 laden brake tests per year, obviously spaced evenly out. So those tests can include your annual MOT brake test. What if a laden brake test isn't completed at every inspection? Okay, so you must complete a risk assessment for each individual vehicle in that case. That risk assessment must be carried out by a competent person who understands braking systems and components. That risk assessment will also be valid for 12 months only and must be reviewed at each safety inspection to confirm it's still relevant. And don't forget, it needs to be kept with vehicle maintenance records for that magic number. Yeah, you got it, 15 months, okay? So what about if I'm using EBPMS? Well, a competent person must evaluate the data before each safety inspection. So that evaluation must be signed and dated and attached to the vehicle record along with the performance data. It can be a combined document if you like, okay? So that data, if it's missing or not sufficient, a laden brake test must still be done. Can I test the brakes before the safety inspection? Yeah, of course you can. You can carry out a brake test now up to 14 days before the inspection. That gives you the flexibility to carry out a laden test during normal operations without the need to artificially load that vehicle. What happens if a laden brake test isn't practical? Okay, well in some cases a laden brake test might not be possible due to the type of vehicle or indeed its load. Acceptable reasons could include vehicles operating below 65% of axle weights, livestock carriers, furniture removal vehicles, or exhibition specialist vehicles if you like. Other vehicles could include construction or vehicles where construction prevents safe loading. So, you know, in them cases, a brake performance check using a roller brake test or decelerometer with temperature readings is still required, and the reasons must be detailed again in that risk assessment. So a couple of examples then taken really from the guide to maintaining roadworthiness. So example 1 could be an operator with tippers running every 4 weeks carries out a laden roller brake test at one inspection, then completes a risk assessment for the next, doing an unladen test. And this pattern continues, but it ensures they meet the 4 tests per year requirement. Another example, a large operator with 500 vehicles uses the EBPMS system for half the fleet. And if the data is clear and evaluated, no extra brake testing is needed. But for vehicles without EBPMS, yep, absolutely, you must carry out a laden brake test at every other inspection, supported by risk assessments in between. So guys, that's pretty much it. So to wrap it up, from 1st of April 2025, brake performance must be assessed at every safety inspection. Use roller brake testing or decelerometer or the EBPMS system. You must do 4 laden brake tests per year or carry out risk assessments. And you must keep signed evaluations and documents for 15 months. Also make sure that everything is done by a competent person, really important that. So for more details, check section 5.3 of the DVSA's guide to maintaining roadworthiness. That's it. That's what we've covered today. Don't forget, compliance is always changing, so make sure your processes are ready. And if you need help with any risk assessments or brake testing plans, or you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us via our normal channels through social media or indeed our website. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you down the road.